I think Vermont is always portrayed as this sort of like idyllic postcard place. Fall foliage, farms, meadows with cows in them. But I feel like when you live here, you sort of come to know Vermont can also be harsh. Winters are long. But it's, those days kind of just like highlight the beautiful days too. It's everything. My name is Tanner Bowden. I am a writer and a photographer and an editor as well. I guess I'm a runner too.
I grew up in Vermont, but I've always had this craving for adventure.
I moved out to Wyoming to kind of pursue those adventure dreams, to go and ski and be in the mountains. And then from there, got a job at a magazine in New York, which the entire point of that move to like the center of the urban life in the States really was just because that job allowed me to travel all over the place.
That sort of work brought me to Chamonix one summer. And I did this 12-mile run in the mountains there, which was twice as far as I'd ever run in my lifetime.
It just kind of blew my mind. And the 12 miles, it kind of just like breezed by. And so that trip did two things really. One, it showed me that I could run farther than I thought. And two, it sort of showed me that I could combine that adventure lust that I had been cultivating my entire life with running.
When I got home, I signed up for a half marathon. Then the next year I ran the New York City Marathon.
And crossing the finish line was just this intensely emotional, euphoric experience that to me was so similar to skiing a really scary line on a giant mountain in Wyoming or like jumping off a giant cliff into water. It's kind of like a different side of the same coin.
In 2022, I was skiing on this remote island in Norway above the Arctic Circle when our group triggered an avalanche.
We were climbing up this peak, probably about 400 feet. From the top, I heard this sound. It was this kind of sound that, even though you've never heard it before, immediately knew what it was. Pointed my skis downhill, and pretty quickly the ski on my right foot got ripped off. And I managed to kind of water ski on one ski before that one got ripped off too. Everything just kind of goes black and quiet.
I see a glove! There's a glove here!
You could feel the weight of all this snow on top of me. There was probably a chance I was going to remain on that mountainside for a long time, hoping that one of my friends who I was with would come and save me, and believing that too. But as luck would have it, was just able to break free from this place I wasn't deep enough, and I was safe. And just this like incredibly lucky moment. And then 3 days after that, I went and ran the Boston Marathon. Running Boston after that experience, it just sucked. And at the time, I didn't really tie the two events together at all. By mile 10, I was mentally checked out of that experience and ready to just be done with the race.
To qualify and run Boston was this pinnacle thing that wasn't even on my mind when I started running. It just seemed so improbable. And then there I was in this dream, and I couldn't enjoy a single moment of it. After that, I knew I had to change, but I wasn't sure how. The avalanche happened because we weren't paying attention. I knew that. And my experience in Boston suffered for the same reason. I hadn't been paying enough attention to my training or to my body or to my mind, really. I kept running though, and I went to Japan in 2023 to run the Tokyo Marathon. and I fell in love with the place.
While I was in Japan, I learned about this way that they break up the year into 72 micro seasons. This idea just like really stuck with me. They're very literal and they're also very poetic as a result of it. Things like the frogs start singing. That's one micro season. And another one might be like warm wind blows out of the west. And so I took that idea home with me and baked it into my running. Now, every time I went out for a run, I was trying to observe the world around me a little bit more closely and trying to figure out like what are the micro seasons that are at work here in Vermont. It just added this extra element to how I approach runs. There's a week in the summer when the goldenrod just comes out. You can smell dirt in the air, even though there's still snow on the ground. To make these observations, you kind of need to move at, what I think of as like a human pace. I was able to understand myself as connected to this place and to the natural world in a very sort of like close and integrated way.
In observing all this, I began to understand my running in the same way, that just as the landscape is constantly changing, so was I. You go farther, you endure a little more pain, you get faster, you take time to recover. Like a different season, a marathon seems impossible 4 months away, but you don't arrive there all of a sudden. You get there gradually, 1 week at a time, and one run at a time. One branch of one tree turns yellow or orange, and you push the pace. Every few days this happens until the whole forest is ablaze with color, until you run faster and farther than ever before, and it can be unimaginable in its vividness and how alive it all feels. Even if you know it's happened before, and even if you know it's going to happen again.